Salute, salute. Salute to God, the Most High, creator of everything. Ladies and gentlemen, we are on the road to what I call the road to 10,000 subscribers. We are a few 8,000 shy. All right. So I'm asking you to join in on the grind. Hit that subscribe button, like button, notification bell. Ain't nothing wrong trying to get your mama house paid off. And ain't nothing wrong trying to put some YouTube plaques on your wall, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Listen, all my day ones, all my new subscribers, thank you. Y'all know what it is. Um, you know, to anyone who's harboring negative energy and toxicity, like this is not the channel for you. As I always say, trolls. Only God and your mama can love you. And last but most certainly not least, y'all know what time it is, man. Start playing. One time. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I say one time. Yeah, yeah. I say one time. Yeah. I say one time for the Uncut Squad, one time for the Gifted Family, one time for my sister J Stars, putting the spirits of SmackDown on her YouTube and TikTok. Y'all go subscribe. That's J Stars with two Z's. And we got to give it up to God, the Most High, you know what I'm saying, the creator of everything, y'all. Two salutes to the GOD. We going in. Now, here's a particular story that stood out to me. This is Sheriff Grady Judd. And I'm going to play this first and then we'll get into it. But, this is fair use, educational purposes. And let's roll.
Let me introduce you to Troy Walker. He's 48 years of age. Now, here's a teaser for next week. We're going to do a press conference next week that we have been holding off on until this wrapped up. We did what we call a T3, a telephone intercept, a wire intercept, court ordered, that wrapped up last year. Okay? And on September 7th, while listening to our wire intercept, we found out that Troy sold our victim, who's 65 years of age, a female, drugs, cocaine. The next morning, our victim gets up, gets dressed, and is on her way to church when she gets outside of her door and collapses. The city of Bartow, where she lived in the city of Bartow, of course, 911's called, and they rush our victim to the hospital, and she's dead. Now, I've got to tell you, it's a new one on me that on Saturday night you go out and buy some cocaine from your drug dealer, and you snort a little bit, and then you fire up before you go to church on Sunday. Maybe that helps you sing louder, brighter, But I just don't think Jesus appreciates you using dope before you show up at church, but then Jesus takes you where he finds you. So she dies. Now we hear on the intercept some chatter because they're like all scared up, like we sold her dope and she died. And so we start a criminal investigation and our homicide team gets into this. In the meantime, on October 25th, we wrap up the wire investigation and we arrest Troy Walker, who's 48 from Bartow, as well as 41 other people. There was about 42 people arrested. And this all centered around the city of Bartow. And then this was a remarkably complex T3 or wire intercept investigation as to the heavy duty dealing of drugs in Bartow. So we're holding off doing any press on that while we tie up loose ends on the cases and we tie up the loose end on this. Now let's fast forward. We now have our lab information back. The medical examiner agrees that our victim, who's 65 years of age, dies of a drug overdose of cocaine. We have the evidence put together. This week, we go before the grand jury on August 14th, as a matter of fact, and they indict Troy Walker for first-degree murder. There's a specific statute that says if you sell drugs to someone and they take those drugs and they die, then you're guilty of first-degree murder. So Troy sold the drugs to our 65-year-old church lady. She took the drugs and she died, collapsed and died as she's walking out of her door to go to church on Sunday.
Okay, there is so many talking points here, and I know I'm gonna have to go back through this because this is a lot to unpack. But there's lots of things that stuck out to me with this story. I think this is why I despise mainstream media. They always want to paint the narrative, shift the narrative. Um, Something's just not right here in this story. Now, for starters, D rugs are D rugs. Everyone should everyone should opt to live a drug free life. Okay, there are certain ways we have to say things on YouTube now. Um, so these toxins that people are purchasing and putting in their bodies, for one, this should not be. The body is a temple indeed. Especially if you're a 65-year-old churchgoer. So I see everything wrong with that. Was church stressing you? Was your pastor stressing you? Was your faith stressing you? Didn't God not show up in time and you needed a different type of blessing? Y'all, I'm being funny right now, being sarcastic. I'm not playing with God. I'm just wondering why someone who's saved, sanctified, and holy will have to turn to a guy like this to purchase D-Rugs for that ultimate ride that became the ultimate ride. But here's what I want to unpack, ladies and gentlemen. Sheriff Grady Judd said that she went and saw her lab man. We're going to call him a lab man that Saturday. That she partook in some of the product that she received from her lab man that Saturday. Okay. This is what he's saying. Um, she slept through. She woke up Sunday morning. She partook in a little bit more of the product that she purchased from her lab man. Um, and she passed out and she was pronounced unalived, walking out of her door, basically. She fell to her demise, okay, for a better choice of words. Now, I don't know about you, but every time I have heard of someone ODing on something that they purchased from their lab man, it didn't come the next day. It didn't come the next day. It hit you right then. Whatever was mixed, laced, um, um, whatever, okay, whatever component that could have been laced in whatever product this so-called churchgoer purchased, it should have been enough through and through to affect you right then. When we talk about Mr. Fetty Wap don't wait. You talk about the Iceman don't wait. If you take 20 Tylenols, them 20 Tylenols don't wait. If you take Novocaine, if you take whatever, it does not wait. There is no next day, try it again. Oh, this time I got you. And of course, the medical examiner is going to agree with you because these toxins are still within the body if it's only been about 24 hours. Now, after about 72 hours, maybe the body would have been able to flush that out. We would have had a whole new medical examination, but we'll never know now because her organs are no longer working to pump this stuff out. Ladies and gentlemen, this could have been a natural death. This could have been God calling her home. This could have been a stroke. This could have been a seizure. This could have been a heart attack. This could have definitely just been this churchgoer's time. But because there were D-rugs in their system, now we're going to place it on this individual. Yes, he needs to be punished for serving D-rugs. Okay, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But I'm questioning if this was a violation of a Fourth Amendment right. Illegal search and seizure. What prompted you to tap his phone, listen to his phone? Yes, you heard them saying that they sold something to her and they were afraid, but that does not mean that whoever it was, didn't leave them and make another stop to someone else purchasing something else. So I don't see how this guy actually became a legitimate target. I can see how he could be an alleged. I can see how he could be suspicious, but I don't see how you can close this case and say that this individual right here is the individual responsible for this churchgoer's demise. 65 years old. 65 years old now. 65 years old. Was there any high blood pressure? Was there any diabetes? You know, was there any dialysis going on? We don't, 65 years old. 65 years old, and you survived Saturday night. But Sunday, right before church, You get up, you take another dose of your product, for a better choice of words, and now you fall to your demise walking out the door to go to church. This actually sounds like God was punishing this person possibly for being a hypocrite. But if that's the case, all of us would be punished at some point in life. So I'm not here to cast judgment. This just sounds a little fishy to me. This seems like it was a violation of some civil rights going on. This sounds like it wasn't a complete and thorough investigation, ladies and gentlemen. I have to question this. Yes, get all the D rugs off the street, get all the D-rug pushers off the streets. I agree. Clean up the streets. Make the city, make the town, make the state, make the country safe again. I'm with it. I get it. I'm down for it. You know what I mean? But I'm not down for people using alleges and false accusations to constantly lock up people who look like me. Notice he never classified, and we don't know what race the other individual was. I'm going to say maybe black, you know, but you're 65 showing up to a lab tech's home, for a better choice of words, all right, purchasing this product that may not be 100, and you're trusting this person with your life. And because you fall to your demise within 24 hours, this person is the one that's responsible for your demise. Now, if you would have taken this product and fell out right then and there Saturday night, then I can see how he could be a suspect, the number one suspect. But I've never known an OD to wait overnight. You slept through just fine, woke up, did it again, and now you fall to your demise. What else is in your system? There's something that they're not saying. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all let me know what y'all think. There is definitely a lot more to this story. You know, if you were going to catch this brother legally. Catch the I've never heard of an overdose getting to you 24 hours later. Some can argue that there was maybe a smaller portion that they took that night, and maybe they took a bigger portion. But whatever component that this product was mixed with that made it lethal and deadly, it would have been all through the product. So it doesn't matter the quantity of what you took in the night before versus the quantity of what you took in the morning before, the morning afterwards. If it was lethal then, it should have been lethal altogether. So I don't see how this guy is being charged. I don't see how this is I just don't see how this investigation there's a lot more investigating to do, it sounds like to me, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Have y'all ever heard of an overdose hitting someone 24 hours later? I mean, you do what you do, you sleep through fine, you wake up, there's no symptoms of no nothing, and then you partake again and you fall to your demise. Was this God calling you home? Could this person have made another stop, purchased something else? The medical examiner is going to say that this is the cause of death because it's still in your body less than 24 hours later. Your organs are no longer working to pump this stuff out, to filter out those toxins. Ladies and gentlemen, we got to use common sense sometimes. This is why I don't roll with mainstream media. It indeed is fake news. They will tell you anything that sounds good because we trust them, or just because it sounds good. But if you actually pay attention to what they're telling you and what they're saying, then you should feel like me. Stop taking me for stupid. Okay? Stop taking me for stupid. You know what I'm saying? I don't have dodo written across my forehead, and neither do you. This is an insult. This is an insult, y'all. So I guess there's some type of D-rugs around here that's got late reactions, and now instead of it, you know, making you plummet to your demise right there, the very second, it's got a time release, and you're gonna live 24 hours later. You know, I don't know. You're gonna fall to your death 24 hours later. I don't know. This sounds crazy, man. This sounds crazy. Y'all let me know what you think, man. Y'all let me know what you think. We working. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I appreciate everyone. Um, y'all get your one on one. Get your one on one. Get your one on one with your higher power, man. Remember, there's only one God, man. We've all got to meet our maker one day, man. Let's not rush ourselves to judgment. All right. Y'all stay prayed up, stay blessed up, stay meditated up, stay protected, stay real, stay conscious, stay uncut, be inspired, be great, be you. And to Sheriff Grady Judd, although I am a fan of yours, man, stop being so foolish, man. Don't play the masses for a dummy, man. There's more to it than this. If you are already after this guy for something, then let us know that you are already after this guy. It's like you tried everything you could to get him and finally you got him, but this just does not sound legit to me. This does not sound legit due to the time of her demise. Now, had she just tried it that morning after she purchased it and she plummeted to her death, yes, I could see that too. But I just don't see you doing this the night before, sleeping good, waking up, doing it again before church, and then falling to your death, and then we blame this guy. There's just a lot more investigating that needs to be done. Ladies and gentlemen, that's my take on this. Let me know what you think. Have a great day. Stay with God. Love yourself first, and Shay.